Literary theory, schools of criticism. They're basically the same thing. There are 8 different types of literary theory or schools of criticism. Actually, there are more, but we're only going to deal with 8 of them. Below is a list of those 8 critical lenses with definitions, questions, and strategies used for each. You're going to choose 2 of the following stories. What We Talk About When We Talk About Love by Raymond Carver, A Rose for Emily by William Faulkner, The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin. And apply 2 of the 8 critical lenses and answer the questions under that particular lens. This is not an essay. All you're going to do is answer as many questions under each of the criticism or the schools of criticism that you choose and submit that as your assignment for this week. For instance, if you were to choose the reader response lens for one of your choices, so you chose reader's response lens for Story of an Hour, then you're going to choose another lens for the second short story. Do not use the same critical lens for your 2 chosen stories. Now, one of the things you want to do is consider what lens would best offer you more insight into the text. For example, I would think for Story of an Hour, you might want to apply the psychological lens. When I say lens, what I mean is that you're going to put on like a pair of glasses and look at the story through the different schools of criticism. So, for instance, again, if you were to choose Marxist, you're going to look at the socio-economic situation of the times and see what you can interpret from that and answer the questions by taking that lens and applying it to that story. A very basic way of thinking about literary theory is that these ideas act as different lens critics use to view and talk about art, literature, and culture. So this is something you would be able to use when you look at different arts. For instance, the film and art itself, paintings. Look at it psychologically. Look at it as a reader's response. Look at it as a deconstruction. There are so many ways of looking at it, and it is actually a way to interpret the text or the pieces of art that you're looking at. Reader response, here are the questions. Basically, it's reading a text for personal meaning. This is the easiest, and it might be something that you want to do or want to apply to one of the stories. Socio-economic or the Marxist lens. It's reading a text for its socio-economic issues. So again, if you were to take Story of an Hour and you wanted to apply that lens to that, then you're going to answer all of these questions, as many of those questions as you possibly can. Okay, I'm not going to go on through all of these, but if you look at it, and I'll include this in the on the page, the historical biographical, it gives you the definition and the questions. That's also in the document for this week. Okay, I will talk to you later.